please rise for the justices of the court? Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. All persons having business before this appellate of the Supreme Court held in and for the Third Judicial Department of the State of New York, let them draw near, give their attention, and they shall be heard. Please be seated. It is my privilege at this time to introduce to you the person who will be presiding over your admissions ceremony this afternoon. A graduate of Alfred University and Albany Law School, her judicial career began with her election as the town justice for the town of New Berlin in Shenango County, New York in 2001, and she was then re-elected to that office in 2005. She then went on to win election as a New York Supreme Court Justice for the 6th Judicial District in 2006, a position she was re-elected to in November of 2020. She was appointed to the Appellate Division 3rd Department as an Associate Justice in March of 2009 by Governor David Paterson. Finally, on January 1st, 2018, she was appointed to her current position of presiding justice by Governor Andrew Cuomo. She was reappointed to the position of presiding justice by Governor Cuomo on January 1st, 2021. May I present to you from Albany County the presiding justice of the Appellate Division, 3rd Department, the Honorable Elizabeth A. Gary.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. And what a great day this is. Today, here, we will admit 455 attorneys to the practice of law in New York State. Yeah, you can clap early and often. Many of you, although not all, are accompanied by family and friends, but each of you is sitting next to a future colleague in the New York State Bar. So this is truly an exciting day. I am so pleased, and I speak for all of us gathered here this morning, I am so pleased that we're here in person to celebrate the culmination of your accomplishments that have led you to this moment. Whatever challenges you faced along the way, you have demonstrated the talent and tenacity necessary to be here today. You are to be congratulated, and I hope that you're able to pause, observe, and appreciate this moment of celebration as you commence this significant new chapter in your lives. So, we'll begin the ceremony with some introductions. With me today are 4 Associate Justices of the Appellate Division 3rd Department and a very special guest who will be our keynote speaker for this afternoon's ceremony. Let me begin by introducing, starting on my far left, is Justice Mark L. Powers of Schenectady County. Sitting next to him is Justice Eddie J. McShann of Bronx County, and here to my immediate left is Justice Andrew G. Ceresia of Rensselaer County. To my far right, we have Justice Sharon A.M. Ahrens of Bronx County, and next to her is our keynote speaker for this afternoon's ceremony, an Associate Judge of the New York State Court of Appeals, our highest court, the Honorable Caitlin J. Halligan. We are also very grateful to have with us once again Demantra Constantine, So please rise, if you are able to do so, as Ms. Constantine will now sing the Star-Spangled Banner. Oh, see, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, see, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave. Please be seated. Thank you very much, Ms. Constantine. That was beautiful. I would like to now turn to Justice Sharon Ahrens, who has some words to share.
Good afternoon, everyone. What a lovely occasion. One of the interesting and wonderful things about our court is that the Appellate Division, Third Department, is responsible for admitting all attorneys to the New York Bar from outside of the state, whether from other states within our country or from nations around the globe. To give you a sense of who you're being admitted with this afternoon, let me share with you the list of countries represented at today's ceremony. Before I list those 22 foreign countries, please remember that in comprising this list, we are using the address that you have used in your application to our court for admission to the bar, which may or may not represent what you think of as your country of origin. As I call your country, please stand for the moment and then take your seat. While I know that all of you want to cheer, I would ask that everyone please hold their applause until the end after everyone has been recognized. So here are the foreign countries represented by the attorneys we are admitting to the New York Bar today. Ecuador, France, Germany, Ghana, Ireland, Israel, Italy, Japan, Jordan, Netherlands, Philippines, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, South Korea, Taiwan, United Arab Emirates, and and the United Kingdom. Give yourselves a round of applause. And now I'd like to call upon Justice Andrew Cerisia, who will read off the names of the various states within the United States that are represented here today.
Thank you, Judge Ahrens. This really is a great day, and I'm honored to be here with everybody. So we have admittees today representing 31 different states. And I'm going to, like we just did with the countries, I'm going to recognize, I'm going to call state by state. When I do so, I'd ask you to please stand briefly and then retake your seat. Like we just did, I will ask, and again, I know it's tempting to applaud and cheer each time, but if you could hold that applause to the end, that would be great. So the 31 states represented here today are Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, New Jersey, we're going to see if New York can beat you in just a minute. North Carolina, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, the District of Columbia, and last but most certainly not least, the great state of New York. While this is certainly a very special day for each one of the admittees, it's also a special day for all of your family members, your friends, some of whom are probably here with you today, who have undoubtedly helped you along the way and supported you and helped you reach this point. So I think now it would be appropriate for the admittees to stand, turn and face the audience, and offer your friends and family members a round of applause. Before I turn the proceedings back over to Presiding Justice Gary, I just want to tell you all, I share in my colleagues' excitement about today. I congratulate you all on this really tremendous accomplishment and achievement, and I welcome you all to the practice of law in the state of New York. Thank you.
Thank you, Justice Cerisia and Justice Ahrens. Let me now formally introduce to you the Clerk of the Appellate Division 3rd Department, who you've heard from, Bob Mayberger. And Mr. Mayberger, I believe you have a motion.
I do indeed, Your Honor, and may it please the court. At this time, it is my honor and privilege to move the admission of these 455 individuals who have either passed the New York State Bar Exam and been certified by the State Board of Law Examiners as having done so, or who have the necessary legal education for admission on motion, and who have also been certified by their respective committees on character and fitness as possessing the requisite character and fitness for the practice of law in the state of New York.
Mr. Mayberger, your motion is granted.
Thank you very much.
And now I call upon Justice Eddie McShann, who will say a few words before administering the attorney's oath of office.
Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you, Your Honor. As attorneys, there are many different ways you can contribute to the legal profession. Currently, the courts have a continuing need for attorneys on assigned counsel panels to represent indigent parties in criminal and family court matters. Please consider this type of work as you begin your career as an attorney in New York State. I also like to mention another important matter before we get the attorney's oath of office. Be mindful that some of you may not have spoken one-on-one with members of one of our Character and Fitness Committee. I'll take this opportunity to remind you of a very important continuing obligation that you take as you join the legal profession. To keep your license current and avoid disciplinary consequences, you must keep your attorney registration up to date and re-register with the Office of Court Administration Attorney Registration Unit every 2 years, even if you do not practice law in New York. It's very important. As you become an attorney, you may also find it worthwhile to join a bar association or other professional organizations. It is an important and enriching way to participate in our professional community and help develop the areas of law. However, in New York State, bar membership is completely separate from maintaining your professional registration, and regardless of your bar association membership, you must re-register every 2 years with the New York State court system to remain a licensed attorney and avoid discipline, including the potential of suspending your New York license. Now, if all of the candidates for admission would please stand. I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of New York State, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the Office of Attorney and Counselor of Law of the State of New York according to the best of my abilities. Congratulations and welcome to the New York State Bar. All right, I know you guys don't want to be seated, but please be seated. And at this time, I would like to welcome Justice Mark Powers, who will introduce our very special guest.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I have the distinct privilege today to introduce our keynote speaker, Associate Judge of the New York Court of Appeals, the Honorable Caitlin Halligan. Born the daughter of teachers, who instilled the importance of education from a young age, Judge Halligan graduated cum laude with a bachelor's degree in history from Princeton University in 1988. During this time, Judge Halligan served as a legislative aide on Capitol Hill, as well as a teaching fellow in Central China. She then went on to attend Georgetown University Law Center, where she served as managing editor of the Georgetown Law Journal, and graduated magna cum laude in 1995. Following her graduation from Georgetown, Judge Halligan clerked for Judge Patricia Wald of the United States Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia, and Justice Stephen Breyer of the United States Supreme Court. Judge Halligan then entered private practice before moving to the New York State Attorney General's office, where she quickly advanced, serving as the first chief of the office's Internet Bureau, first Deputy Solicitor General, and then Solicitor General. After leaving the Attorney General's office and serving for a time as General Counsel to the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, Judge Halligan returned to private practice, focusing her career on appellate work. During her time in private practice, she argued 6 cases before the United States Supreme Court and served as counsel of record in more than 45. Additionally, Judge Halligan has taught various courses at Harvard Law School and Columbia Law School. Judge Halligan was nominated by Governor Hochul to serve as Associate Judge of the New York Court of Appeals in April 2023 and was confirmed by the New York State Senate later that month. To take the words of Chief Rowan Wilson, in the time she has been on the bench, Judge Halligan has proved herself to be an unimpeachable jurist who has already strengthened the court immeasurably since her appointment. May I welcome Judge Caitlin Halligan.
Thank you very much for those kind words. I am so happy to be here with all of you today. I'm honored to share this day with my friend, Presiding Justice Gary, with the other justices of the Third Department, and most importantly, with all of you. I will tell you, one of the pluses of serving as a judge is the opportunity to attend a number of events that touch on the legal system, that celebrate different points in our work as lawyers. And this day is, my colleagues tell me, the very best invitation you can get all year. I'm delighted to be here because all of you are full of so much promise. So let me thank you for allowing me to share it with you. I know your admission to the bar of this great state of New York is the culmination of a tremendous amount of work by each one of you. If you're like me, you came into law school bewildered by concepts like torts or civil procedure, and you emerge now ready to stand up in court. I'm also sure that part of what got each one of you here today is abiding support from your family and friends, some of whom are here with us today. I see them. I hear a few of them. It's especially wonderful to hear some of the little ones. And I know they're all deeply proud of your accomplishment. So here's the question. What are you going to do with this license to practice law? You just became a member of the New York Bar today, and in doing so, you are joining a profession that will enable you to have a real and lasting impact on the lives of others. It's serious business. In representing a client, you will serve as someone's voice, as their champion, as their best hope for understanding and maybe mitigating what may seem like dire consequences as they navigate their way through our sometimes complex legal system. That opportunity, that responsibility really, will be the essence of your job as a lawyer. So let me take a moment to echo what you just heard from Justice McShann and to encourage each of you to use the skills and expertise that you have already begun to develop to represent clients who are most in need of a voice, of a champion, by performing pro bono work. The meaning of the term pro bono work, it tells us why it matters. It comes from the Latin phrase pro bono publico, which means for the public good. The public good served by pro bono work is apparent, I think, and it can take any number of forms. Helping someone resolve a housing dispute that could lead to their eviction, assisting in negotiating resolution of a medical or a consumer debt, securing government assistance, or even playing a role in a landmark civil rights case. Here in New York, we have a long-standing and very substantial commitment to addressing the legal needs of low-income individuals, especially in disputes that concern the essentials of life. But I will say we still have significant unmet needs in numerous areas. Just to name a few: housing court, family court, consumer debt, medical debt, and we face these challenges across both our urban and our rural areas of the state. This year, the chief judge of our courts told us at an annual hearing on civil legal services that 3/4 of low-income households report they have had at least one civil legal problem each year, and 40%, almost half, report experiencing more than 5 significant civil legal problems annually. That means there's a justice gap, and each of you can play a crucial role in closing it. I would urge you to do so. Everyone here just secured the privilege of practicing law. That brings with it a responsibility, I believe, to do your part in ensuring that the courthouse doors are open to everyone, that we all have an opportunity to protect and vindicate our rights under the law, regardless of our means. Our rules for admission to the bar here in New York State ensure that you have the opportunity, and indeed the obligation, to start on this path in law school by completing 50 hours of pro bono service to apply for admission to the bar. I believe that New York was the first state in the country to adopt this requirement. Why did we take that step? Because in the words of former Chief Judge Jonathan Lippman, who led this effort, pro bono work has been part of the core values of our profession from time immemorial. It's a long time. This is what we do. Service to others is what the legal profession is all about. Going forward, we ask you to keep doing more of the same. As you will see, if you each turn over your programs and you look at the excerpts of the rules printed on the back of your program, our rules of professional conduct strongly encourage each lawyer to provide at least 50 hours of pro bono legal services each year to poor persons. My hope is that each of you meet this goal. I know that some of you will surpass it. Your contribution will certainly help others, will help your clients, will help the legal system. I promise you, it will also help each of you in ways that you might not anticipate. Pro bono work allows you not just to serve others, but to develop valuable hands-on skills, working with clients to understand their problems, and then weaving their stories into an argument for a court on their behalf. I can also tell you from personal experience, I spent a lot of years practicing law before I joined the bench, that the work is deeply fulfilling. For me, the most rewarding hours I have spent as a lawyer, until my current job, of course. So how do you find this work? A practical pointer or two. Some of you will pursue jobs in government or public interest organizations, and serving the public will be what you do every day. Others will go to law firms that have deep ties to the pro bono community and offer you opportunities for this work and mentors to guide your efforts. Our Office of Court Administration is also an excellent resource for finding meaningful pro bono opportunities. Go to our New York Courts website and check out the Access to Justice program for guidance. Let me close by saying this. When then Chief Judge Lippman announced the pro bono requirement for admission to our bar, he said that those who are privileged to call ourselves lawyers, which now includes all of you, have a special duty as gatekeepers of justice to participate in preserving what we hold so dear by serving others through this work. Even if I can't match Judge Lippman's eloquence, I certainly share his commitment, and I look forward to each of you embracing that commitment as well as you enter this profession. So thank you and congratulations to every one of you.
Thank you, Judge Halligan. We are all enriched by your remarks and fortunate to have you as a member of our profession and as a leader of our community. I would like to recognize our clerk of the court, Bob Mayberger, for his efforts in organizing this ceremony. Thank you, Bob. And I humbly express my appreciation to the hardworking staff here at our court's admission office who processed your applications. Anthony Moore, Courtney Green, Tim Carey, Samantha Lee, Kaylee Mullins, Joseph Busman, and Nicholas D'Angelo. Finally, thank you. I was going to press forward, but I shouldn't. They deserve applause. Thank you. And finally, my sincere appreciation to the members of our character and fitness committees for consideration of the qualification of all of our candidates. Just a few words in closing, but again, I offer my personal congratulations to each new attorney and the parents, spouses, significant others, siblings, friends, children for some of you who have supported you along the way. I ask that each one of you never forget the dream that led you to the law. May you be ever mindful, and I'm going to paraphrase what Judge Halligan said, that people will be greatly impacted by the decisions that you make. Be courageous and be caring. Whether you gravitate to private practice, the corporate arena, public service, academia, wherever your career will take you, your most cherished asset will always be your reputation. Today, each one of you begins to build your reputation as a New York lawyer. Too many attorneys mistakenly believe that it's one large verdict or a successful commercial deal or something of that nature that establishes your esteemed place in the legal community. But in truth, you earn respect by exhibiting consistency, conscientiousness, courtesy, and integrity day after day through all of your dealings with people. How you treat each client, your coworkers, support staff, opposing counsel, and all others, these will be the things that shape your reputation. Once diminished, there is no fast or easy way to restore people's confidence in you. So that's why my closing words are to ask you to be fastidious in maintaining high ethical standards and abide by the proper rules of conduct and civility. And always please keep in mind that you in the bar and we on the bench in the judiciary are partners in our system of justice, each dependent upon the other, each indispensable to the other in the fulfillment of our common purpose to see that justice is done. So, on behalf of the full court, we wish you a long and happy journey in this noble profession. May we all be enriched by your participation. Before Mr. Mayberger adjourns these proceedings, let us once again enjoy the amazing, wonderful talent of Demantra Constantine. And please accept our sincere thanks for joining us today. Ms. Constantine.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of gray, for purple mountain majesties, above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea.
Thank you very, very, very much, Ms. Constantine. Again, that was simply wonderful. I would like to thank all of you for your attention here this afternoon, and may I personally wish each and every one of the newly admitted attorneys the very best of luck as you embark upon your exciting new career. And remember this, the world needs you now more than ever. Although this will conclude our formal admissions ceremony this afternoon, the newly admitted attorneys, as well as their family and friends, are invited to come up to the area in front of the stage here to exchange greetings and congratulations with each other. Photo opportunities with the members of the court will also be made available for those who may be interested. This court will now stand adjourned until reconvened by order of the presiding justice. Thank you, congratulations again, and safe travels to everyone.